Yes, Kiran. Do you have any idea in Power
I
BI?
have basic level of yeah, I have basic knowledge on that. I mean, why we are using this Power BI and what is Power BI.
Okay.
Apart from that, no, I don't have any knowledge on that.
Okay. Kiran, can you tell me for what basis we'll be using Power BI? Like we all know for what basis we'll be using Excel. It can be to maintain an invoice or is to do some calculation, maintain the data. We'll be using the Excel. For what purpose we'll be using Power BI? Okay,
Visualization purpose.
visualization, very good. Okay. Can you give me any
Yeah.
example?
Mainly to get the reports, generate the reports.
Okay.
Just for an example, customer has huge data, like
Okay.
huge maybe Excel sheets or something.
Okay.
They have some reports,
Okay.
so and dashboards as well. We can create the dashboards, and
Okay.
depends on the customer requirement,
Okay.
and we can generate the reports as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Great.
we can refresh the data as
Great. Great. Okay. Now, first, I'll give an introduction about your Power BI, what it is, what features we have, what we can do. If we have generated the dashboard, how it will be, what are the concept we'll be seeing that I'll tell you at the last. First, let me see what is Power BI. We all know what is Power BI. Power BI. Power BI stands for Business Intelligence. Business Intelligence. Now, what is Power BI? What is Power BI? Power BI is a business analytical service provided by Microsoft that lets you to visual your data and share the insight. Now, we all know Excel is a Microsoft tool. MS Word is a Microsoft tool, and even PPT is also Microsoft tool. Likewise, Outlook is also an Microsoft tool. Even Power BI is also an Microsoft tool. Okay. Now, before telling the meaning of your Power BI, I'll tell you an example so you can understand what is your Power BI. Yes, you whatever you told it is correct. Okay, I'll give an example. For an example, Kiran is working in the bank sector. Okay, Kiran is working in the bank sector. In that bank sector, we all know in bank sector, in a single day, we'll be having n number of transactions, right? In different client, we'll be having n number of transaction. So let's assume all the transaction has been maintained in Excel. Okay, what is the date, what is the name of the person, and what is the amount, everything we have maintained in Excel. So let's assume it is a 4 years of data. Okay, it is a 4 years of data. Let's take 2016, 17, 18, 19. Okay, these are the 4 years of data we have in Excel as a Excel. Now, one fine day you'll be getting a requirement like you have to analyze your data. Okay, you have to analyze the 4 years of data. Assume in one day itself we have n number of transaction. In this, you have to analyze in which year, on exactly on which month I got more profit, or else in which year, on specific month where I got loss, or else it was moderate. You have to check. So, Kiran, now you tell me, is it possible to look over your 4 years of data just by your Excel? Is it possible to get an accurate value?
well. No.
It is not at all possible. So in such cases, we can use the visuals. Now, there will be huge question, why I am preferring to Power BI rather than going to Excel? Even in Excel also we have charts, right?
Yes.
There is a limitation even in Excel also. As I told you, we have 4 years of data. Then obviously the data source is very large, very huge. So in those kind of data, using in Excel, your result will be you will be getting the result, but it will not be up to the mark. That is the reason we are preferring to a Power BI. Okay, because Power BI is a tool where it is specially allocated to visual your data. Whatever the source data you have, you can visual that. Visual is nothing but I can see the data in depth. What is my requirement? I want to see a specific profit on which year or which month, which quarter. I want to see this. So keeping your source data, you can use your Power BI and get the result. Got the example?
Sorry,
You got the example? Did you understand what I told?
I got it.
Yes. Great. Now, Power BI, as I told you, when we have a 4 years of data, accessing that in Excel, it is not possible. So here, there is an advantage in your Power BI side. Power BI, it allows to access vast volume of data from multiple sources. From multiple sources, nothing but the different kind of platform, extension. For an example, if you want to access an Excel, then it will be in the extension of XSL, okay, Excel. So if you want to access a CSV file, you know what is CSV?
Yes.
Yes, CSV stands for, as we know, comma separated value. It is also more or less similar to your Excel format, but it is in tabular format also. We have PDF. I'm telling you, these are the source data where you can access in Power BI. Power BI. Like every company will not be following a source data of Excel. It differs to company. Some company will be using Excel. Some company will be using a CSV file. Some company will be using PDF. We want to, when we have a requirement, we have to take any kind of extension and we have to load it in Power BI. Is it possible to load a different source of data? Yes, it is possible in Power BI, where you can generate multiple source data can be loaded in your Power BI. Okay, some of the data source I have listed, that Excel, CSV, PDF. We will be using this kind of formats in your Power BI practical session. Next, why we are choosing to Power BI rather than going to other platform? Okay, first of all, Power BI allows you to view. We can view the data. We can see what is the source data saying, what are the columns we have, what each column is saying, like it is a order date or else it is a ship date. We can see it in Power BI, not only in your source data, you can also see it in your Power BI. You can analyze the data. Okay, you can analyze based on your requirement. You can keep only your requirement and remove other things. Okay, and whatever the changes you do in Power BI, it will be only in your Power BI. You will not trouble your source data. And you can visualize quantities of data. Quantities of data is nothing but a bulky data. Okay, you have a huge data. Those huge data can't be opened in your Excel, but it is possible to open in your Power BI. That can't be opened in your Excel. Power BI user use powerful comparison algorithm to import and clutch the data within PBIS. This is the extension name of the Power BI file. You might have came across, like if it is an image, that it will be saved in .img. If it is video, it will be saved in BID. If it is Word, it will be saved in docs. Likewise, whatever the file you save it in from your Power BI, it will be saved in the extension of PBIX file. Okay. Next, Power BI makes things visual appending. Okay. Can you tell me what is general meaning about appending?
Opposing.
No, no, appending. I'm just
I
asking
mean,
about appending.
append.
APPEND.
Uh, Appear.
Okay, I'll tell you for
I
you.
mean, visual.
Yes, yes, correct. See
Yeah.
here, now you have, let's assume like you have 10 names, okay? You have 10 names. In this 10 names, you
Okay.
want to add an additional 5 names, okay? In Power BI, we have a concept called appending queries, okay? We have a concept called appending queries. Now, what this appending queries is does? As I told you, you have 10 names in a column, you have 10 names. In this 10 names, you want to add an additional 5 names. You want to add an additional 5 names. So when I want to add, simply I can't just add, okay? I have to use any kind of concept. So when you want to add additional data, you have to use appending queries in Power BI. And there is a restriction for appending. Whenever you use your concept of appending queries, it will add the data at the bottom. Okay, it will add the data at the bottom. For an example, if you have 10 names, you want to add 5 more names, you can't restrict that this 5 names should be listed at the top. You can't restrict. Okay, if you use the append queries, it will be added at the bottom itself, at last. Okay, this is what append. And It has easy drag and drop functionality in Power BI. We can also use our data. We can also take our field and put it in a desktop by easily drag and drop option we can use with features that allow to copy all the formatting across similar visualization. For an example, in a dashboard, you have close to 8 visuals. Okay, you have 8 different visuals and all the formatting. For an example, for one visual, you have done all the formatting and the same formatting should be carried out for remaining 7 visuals also. That is also possible in your Power BI and it is also available in other platform of your Microsoft tool. Like in Excel also we have formatting. Even in your MS Word also you have. Next, Power BI as exceptional integrated with Excel. It helps to gather, publish and share to the Excel business data. For an example, you might have known even in most of the company, okay, most of companies will be having different software. They will be maintaining different software, depends on the company to company. But every company, at least they will maintain a single data in Excel. At least one data they will maintain in Excel. That is compulsory because Excel is a user friendly. Whatever the data source they will maintain in Excel, okay, they can easily access in Power BI. What I'm trying to tell here is every company will be having an Excel source, and even Power BI is as integrated, highly integrated with Excel itself. Okay, for an example, you have 5 data source. One is your PDF, Excel, CSV, and your, let's say, blank queries, and you have SQL queries. This kind of data source you have. Okay, and in every data source the data is same. Okay, if any end user want to pick any one data source, definitely they will go to the Excel itself. They'll not make things complicated. They'll take a simple data source as Excel itself. Okay, so it is highly integrated with Excel. We will be taking the data source of Excel, CSV also. Okay,
Okay.
next, features of Power BI. So first is features of Power BI. We have 4 features. One is Power BI Desktop, Stream Analytics, Multi-Data Source, and Custom Visualization. Now, first one is Power BI Desktop. So when it comes to tool, okay, when it comes to tool, we have 2 Power BI tools. One is Power BI Desktop. Another one is Power BI Developers. Have you heard about Power BI Developers?
Yes.
Yes, we have 2 application. One is desktop, another one is developers. So what desktop does is we can create the visuals. Okay, in desktop itself we have 2 interface. One is desktop where you can create the report. Another one is transform. That is your query editor. Okay, query editor. This both interface will be appeared in your desktop itself. What is the next application that is developer? Developer is nothing but, for an example, it is completely a technical part. Completely a technical part. If an end user is well known about the coding language, SQL, Java, script, everything, then they will be using as an end user who will be using the application of Power BI developer. So in desktop, especially in desktop, you can create the report. Okay, I told you 2 interface. One is desktop where you can generate the report. Another one I told that is query editor. In query editor, you can clean the data. Okay, what kind of clean it can be? For an example, in a data which you receive from a mail, as I'm assuming we received a file through mail, definitely the formatting might be changed, like the date format might be changed into general format, or else we have some blank cells, or else we have some repeated statement. Okay, we want to clean this data. If we clean the data only, we can generate the report, right?
Yes.
If we didn't clean the data, definitely our report will be collapsed. Whatever the result we are looking for will not be achieved. So what we have to do is first we have to clean the data in query editor, and then we have to load it in desktop. By using our in desktop, we can create the report. Okay. Stream analytics is nothing about, see the first line, from factory sensor. From factory sensor. For an example, I'll tell you, like you have an Excel data source or else CSV. Let's take CSV now. You have a CSV data source. In this data source, you have, let's say, you have the transaction code close to 1,000 data source you have, and it has been loaded in your Power BI. Okay, it has been loaded in your Power BI, and by the help of your data, you have created a visual. Let's take an example of staked column chart itself. Okay, staked column chart you have created. It is a visual name in your Power BI. You have created a staked column chart in your Power BI. You have loaded everything is done, but later today you are generating the report. Tomorrow you will be getting an one more, like let's assume you have additional of untrade transactions. Okay, you want to add an untrade transaction, but yesterday itself you have created the report. So in this scenario, what you have to do is let it be whatever the data source you have today. Okay, you have to update the data source in your CSV. No need to do any changes in your Power BI, just update the data source, that is CSV. So when you update the CSV, automatically your report also will be updated. Why? Because there is a connection in the path, like we have loaded the source data from the path. So if the connection will be generated, the relationship will be there. So whatever the data source you create, whatever the report you create, once the data source is updated, even the report also will be updated. Okay, stream analytics is nothing about you update the data source, even the report also will be updated. No need to do the changes in your report again and again. Next, multi-data source. Just now I told multi-data source is nothing but you can access n number of data. Example, example I have given here: Excel, CSV, SQL queries, web files, etc. You can interact with all the visual based on your company's requirement. Custom visualization. Custom visualization itself, for an example, in your Power BI, you have some default visuals. Okay, you have some default visual. Apart from the default visual, if you're looking for some more advanced visuals, okay, you're not okay with the default visual to meet your result. So what you have to do is you can add more visuals also in Power BI. Okay, based on your requirement, it can be collaboration with visual to visual. For an example, state column chart has been collaborated with pie chart. Okay, these kind of visuals will be generated in your Power BI, but will be two difference. Like one will be verified visuals. You can see that when you add it in practical session, I'll show you. You can identify which one is the verified one and which was done by third party. You can easily identify, and it varies the result also. Okay, and the fields also will be different. Custom visualization is nothing about you are not okay with the default visual, you want to generate, you want to explore with more visuals. Okay, at that time you can add more visuals in Power BI, but the restriction is you should have a corporate or educational email. That's all. If you give this, if you sign up with your educational or and corporate email, automatically you can also add more visuals rather than the default visuals. Power BI service. Power BI service. So this is the interview question, like companies will be asking, like what service Power BI will be providing. So Power BI service, Power BI service is software as a service. Software as a service, SaaS. Okay, it is a SaaS based service. It is a part of Power BI. It is also referred as Power BI Online. Okay, you can, like, you have a website log, app.powerba.com, sorry, app.powerba.com. Through this email, sorry, through this website also you can access the Power BI service. And also when you want to, like, you have created the report, you want to generate the visual, sorry, you have to upgrade, or else you want to publish the report in future, you want to verify that, or else other companies will be looking for your report. At that time you can publish to your workspace. Okay, you have to log in, you have to create an account in your Power BI service. At that time, whatever the report you have created, the dashboard, okay, you can publish that so that it can be referred by other end user also. Okay,
Okay.
next, Power BI dashboards. Power BI dashboards. Now what is this Power BI dashboards? First, see the visuals, see the picture. I have a visual, sorry, I have a page. In this page, this is the published data. I have a page. In this page, you can see we have a area map, and we have two cards, and we have one tree map, one pie chart we have, and one column chart we have. So basically, if you see there, there is a one common thing among this visual, that is sales. Every visuals is indicating about the sales itself. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Not, not that much visible. Can you just open in presentation mode?
Should I zoom it? Okay, wait.
Yes, yes.
Now it is fine.
Make it full screen. Yeah,
Yes, full,
now it's
it is
fine.
full
Yes,
screen.
yes, yes. Yeah, fine. No.
Right? See the common thing for every visual is indicating about the sales itself. Okay, and see the description what I give. The visual in the dashboard are generated from the data source, that is your report. Okay, from the data source, and each report is based on the data set. Here the data set is totally speaking about the sales. Okay, a single page, this is a page. Okay, this is a page, right? Um,
What is the data set?
See here, it is asking about data set. Okay, data set is nothing but the data source, your data source. For an example, you
Oh,
have a report like sales report or else production report. Okay, this is a data source. Keeping this data source, you have created a visual. Okay, this is the report. Now whatever the report you have generated in your Power BI, this Power BI report will be published to Power BI service. It is an online website where you can generate in your workspace is nothing but, for an example, you can create an account in Power BI. In Power BI, there will be n number of files you can create. The files will be called as workspace. In specific workspace, you can mention your report. You can update your report. Whatever the report you have generated, you can update them. Okay. So this is a page. In this page, we have n number of visual. Let's take here we have 6 visual. This page, okay, this page is called as dashboard or else canvas. Canvas, canvas. Okay, this page is called as dashboard or else canvas. Before you publish your report, it is called as dashboard. Once you publish to your Power BI service, then it is called as canvas. Canvas. Okay.
okay.
Now, if this is my canvas, in this we have different kind of visual. The visuals are called as tiles. 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 I'll show you the next here. The visuals you see on the dashboard are called as tiles. Okay, and are pinned by the dashboard by the end user, by the designer. For an example, you can pin is nothing about, you have close to 6 visuals. In the 6 visual, you want to keep any one visual as a highlighter. For an example, I can give an example as slicer. Okay, have you heard about slicer before?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what a slicer. Slicer is nothing about, it is a visual. First of all, it is a visual. For an example, in a page we have 6 visual. Among that, one visual is slicer. So slicer will be working as a controller. Okay, it will be working as a controller where it can control all the visual. Remaining 5 visuals can be controlled by slicer. For an example, if I want to tell in a simple words, it will be working as a filter. Okay, where you can restrict the data. For an example, you have 3 categories, and based on these 3 categories, you have 5 more visuals. But I want to see the sales or else see the visuals on a specific category, that is sales. At that time, if you fix the sales, all the visuals data will be changed into sales. Only sales data you can see. Okay, you'll be understanding what is slicer even more better in a practical classes. Even in Excel also we have slicer. You might have you used it before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so Power BI architecture. Power BI architecture. First one is data source, data source, data source. You can call it as data set. You can call it as data set. When we'll call this, when we have different kind of data has been collaborated as a single data, at that time we'll be calling as data set. Data source is nothing about which source data we are taking, which source represent which format, which extension. Okay, we have Excel, CSV, everything we have, web, SQL also we have. If you want to take an example, I'm taking Excel data source. Okay, I want this is an end user level. Okay, in backend session, what will be happening? Okay, for an example, we are taking a data source of Excel. We want to connect. We want to load that into Power BI desktop. So here we want to load that into Power BI desktop. We are taking a Excel data source. We are loading to Power BI. Okay, there will be having two options. Okay, one is load. Definitely, you might have known this. One is load, another one is transform. Have you came across this? Have you created any visual, Kiran?
No, no, never. No.
Okay. Then you might have not known this. So when you load the data, you'll be having two options. One is load, another one is transform. So what is the difference between load and transform is load is nothing about it will load the data into Power BI, Power BI desktop. Okay, it will load the data into Power BI desktop where you can generate the report. Another option I told you that is transform data. So this transform data, what it will do is, for an example, before itself I told you, if you want to clean a data, you have to go with query editor. So if you want to jump to query editor, no need to go to report, you want to jump to query editor, at that time you can use the button of transform data. Transform button is to clean your data, load is to create the report. So example, I have gave the load option. At that time, at the back end, it will be connected to Power BI service and it will be a short period, like a few seconds or 1 second. Within that 1 second, it will be connected to Power BI service and it will load the data into Power BI desktop. So by the help of your desktop, you have created a report. For an example, you have created a report. This report is well enough. You want to generate more, you want to upgrade this report, or else you want to publish this report. For an example, your colleagues, or else if your subordinate, they want to generate, they want to check your report at that time. If you publish the data, they can also look your report. So you can publish your report to in Power Query editors or powerbi.com. There you can publish your data. Once you publish the data, it will be automatically connected to Power BI gateways. Whenever, like if I want to tell it in a simple way, like a cloud. Okay, if you load it, it will be settled in your Power BI gateways itself. So whenever you want, you can verify that. And whatever the changes you do it in your source data, automatically your report also will be updated. And this is about your Power BI introduction. If I want to tell about the concept will be starting with the basics. Okay, till the basic, we'll start with basics, how to handle the visuals, what are the pans, what are the three pans we have, what are the three buttons we have, how many data elements we have, data elements we'll be seeing, drill through concept we'll be seeing, filter option, everything will be seeing, filter pan, everything will be seeing, filter on visual, filter on this page, filter on all page we'll be seeing. And also we'll be seeing drill through concept, I told you. Bookmark we'll be seeing. In buttons, all the buttons we'll be using, and we'll be seeing append queries, we'll be seeing number function, date function, text functions, and we'll be using column from example, custom column also we'll be using, and we'll be using DAX measures also, we'll be using blank queries also we'll be seeing. Have you have any knowledge about have you done any coding knowledge like SQL, C++, Java?
SQL, no, I don't have
Okay.
knowledge
So
in it. I
we'll
mean,
be having a
basic
limited
level.
queries also. That also you can create. For an example, you don't have any source data. You want to generate with your query. Like I will tell you how to generate the queries in a practical session. Then you'll get to know. Keeping a blank data, how I have to generate the report. That also will be seen. And apart from this, at last I'll give you some reports also. I'll give a source data. Keeping the source data, you have to generate the report. At the last, we'll also publish the report. Okay. And also we'll be seeing data modeling, one of the most important concept, like your drill through and your data modeling, everything will be seeing. Tax measure is also an important concept. These are the things we'll be seeing in Power BI. Any questions you have, you can ask me. Kiran.
Okay, so you'll teach SQL as well.
No, I will not be teaching you SQL. Are you asking about SQL?
Yes.
No, no. I'll, as I told you, I'll be undertaking with your Power BI. Advanced Excel, and SAP ERP product, not about your skill.
Okay, okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's it. So it's included DAX also, right?
Yes, DAX is definitely, because that is the most important concept, right? We can't leave that.
Okay,
DAX
okay.
measure in DAX measurement, when you take DAX measure is a concept. In this DAX measure itself, we have three submodel. Like one is new measure, another one is quick measure, another one is new column. So in DAX measure, we will be covering everything.
Okay.
Anything else, Kiran?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Timings will be in the evening, right?
Kiran, about your timings and about your pay, everything you can speak with the coordinator.
Okay, okay, sure.
Okay, Kiran. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.